Hold it!
Hello? Oh my god. God damn it. I should have checked. OBS changed my default microphone for whatever reason. Hello everyone. Welcome. We're playing Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. I was rambling to myself this entire time, apparently. Wow. Anyway, hello there. Hello, Money Money. And Lily. I need to check if like it's actually OBS is actually picking up my mic. Like I unmuted. It looked fine. Caffeine is getting to me. I'm forgetting things. You know, the show must go on. I feel like I've been playing for long enough. That being like 15 minutes? I don't know. To not restart all this. Anyway. This guy. Oh.
Hold it!
Cards do spell out wet number 4, which could be interpreted as wet noodle number 4, I guess. I suppose you took this to mean Bucky wet? There's only one wet noodle around here, and you've seen that giant 4 on his back. It's the only interpretation that makes sense. Yeah, I guess so. Wait a minute. What is it? What is that? What the? Bro has fans in his hair? What if there's another wet noodle in the area? Athena? What? Did I say something strange? Damn. She really got the whole room silent. Bucky is the sole heir to the shop. So enough with the ludicrous straw grasping. Hey, how was I supposed to know? Right, he's here. Just listen to the testimony again. Find the glaring inconsistency.
Hold it!
So the victim lined up those cards at his final moments? How can you be so certain that's how it went down? I know, Shisho. You would never let someone get the last word on him, even in death. His face in the soba broth and his consciousness fading away, he left a message that pointed toward Bucky as he left this world. How would he leave the message if his face was covered in soba broth? Huh? Are those fans stuck in your brain? That's the only way it could have happened. Wait, the only way? Now you're just speculating. Look, a dying message is something you leave as you're dying, right? Not gonna lie, guys. This Wendo persona, kinda bad. Got me feeling some way. I saw a scene like that in a detective show. Wendo, we have a saying in my country, silence is more precious than diamonds. Please do not speak any more than is necessary. Talking is my livelihood, you know? I talk all the time. This and that, truths and untruths. I can't stop myself from talking. Oh, please, I'll stick to truths, not any of those untruths. It's not like she showed not to write Bucky's name outright. Plain and simple wasn't his style. Don't you think it's strange? Could a dying person really leave such a convoluted message? Even in the throes of death, it was in Shisho's nature to throw in a twist somehow. Truly the consummate entertainer till the very end, don't you think? Yes, the twist being that his message is in cards and not in his blood, which seemed to be very plentiful at the scene of the crime. You can't even see the cards with his face like that. Was he really that great of a man, Simon? He would have been no easy task, to be sure. Man, seeing Simon in this view, at this angle, is so cursed to me. I don't know. It's strange. But who knows, he wasn't an entertainer for 55 years for nothing. If I ever bite the big one like that, I want to leave a message as good as Shisho's, hee hee. Well, let's hope it never comes to that. Simon, are all Rakugo artists like this? It's hard to say. It could simply be the eccentricity of the entertainer, or perhaps he's hiding something. Well, he doesn't have to entertain people in a court of law. And if he is trying to hide something, maybe it'll show up as a contradiction or something. The stiff cards? So, what jumps out to me is, why would they be stiff if they're on top of his blood?
Objection!
Never mind. Your Honor, the witness's statement contradicts with this piece of evidence. Shut up, bitch. No, now you to respond. Shut up, bitch. You're an idiot. No, there's no contradiction. What do you mean, no contradiction? It's literally on top of the blood, and you called it stiff. Stop looking disappointed. Yikes, down boy. Nice, panda. This one has to be pretty obvious, right? But nothing jumps out to me. Let's see what we're working with. Left as he was drowning in soba broth. Was he though? He was making them, right? Not eating them. Maybe that's the, that's the contradiction. You can try that.
Objection!
Never mind. Cause of death, suffocation. Nothing was found in his lungs. Is it this? He died of suffocation, not drowning?
Objection!
Okay, fine. I mean, it makes sense, but I feel like there are a lot of more contradictions. Okay, game, you win this time. There's a contradiction in Wendo's testimony. Would you care to explain where, Miss Sykes? Do you really need to pull up the whole screen for that? Certainly, Your Honor. According to the autopsy report, nothing unusual was found in the victim's lungs. Ah, yes, it does say that, doesn't it? If he had drowned in a bowl of soba, then there should have been soba broth in his lungs. But since there wasn't any, it means the victim was suffocated with something other than soba broth. Love a good spit take. This is the contradiction you noticed, isn't it, Simon? Not bad. Not bad at all. I mean, it's pretty bad. I missed it twice, but you know what? We did it. Also, this is a new song. What the? Is this like Athena's theme or something? Guess I showed you. But if drowning in the sober broth wasn't the cause of death, then what was the victim's... When was the victim's face thrust into that bowl? Typhoon Tornado's face was thrust into the bowl. After? As no sober broth was discovered in the victim's lungs, his head must have been placed into the bowl after he was killed. And that's when the sober broth must have been spilled onto the cards of cards. Oh, it's sober broth, not blood. In other words, the victim could not have lined the cards up as he was drowning. I gotta say, that color is very close to dried blood. I see. So it was done after he was already dead. Why would the culprit do such a thing? I'm afraid I don't know yet.
Objection!
Come on, Naruto, why would you stop the music like that? You boast of psychological expertise, yet you cannot determine such a simple motive. My sides are liable to split at the absurdity. Yeah, he really seems like the type to burst out in laughter. What? And I suppose you know why? Of course. Desecrating the body in that manner indicates a strong sense of enmity on the part of the perpetrator. Yes, that does make sense. Certainly paints a clear picture of the culprit's intense feelings toward the victim. Feelings of resentment over the theft of the sober shop's deed, no doubt. Yeah, that's just great. Now the judge has an even more unfavorable impression of Bucky.
Silence!
Must you come undone at every juncture? If the culprit had time enough to set up Master Tornado's body, do you think they would have honestly failed to notice the dying message? Good point. Cards were right in front of his body, after all. Rationally speaking, there's no way the culprit could have missed that, huh?
Objection!
But was the accused rational at the time, given the way he stormed out of that room?
Silence!
Never mind that. I have something more important to ask Wendo. Me? Right facing Blackwell. Right facing Blackwell. Alert. This is an emergency. We now have right facing Blackwell. You saw the cards firsthand, did you not? Would you care to tell us about them in a bit more detail? Those tiny crime scene photos show us precious little of what I wish to know. Well, those cards are from Shisho's special Soba Scenes of Tokyo Pass set. Each card is related in some way to Soba. Spare me the history lesson. Just tell me how the cards looked at the scene and no more. Well, there was soba broth spilled all over them. That's not much help, I'm afraid. Prosecutor Marty? You have a photo that shows the cards more clearly. I do. Please accept this meager offering, Your Honor. Interesting. Wet No 4. Well, well. Tearing prosecutor Sad Monk's conclusive evidence part should be agrees with this. Huh? Don't tell me you haven't noticed. Don't be silly, of course I have. Not noticed anything. But I can't exactly say that now, can I? Oh, I noticed. The spill pattern doesn't match up with the broth. Therefore, they were rearranged after broth was spilled. Wow, that was a tongue twister for some reason. Miss Sykes, do you really see a problem with the prosecution's claim about these cards? Well, go on then. All right, it's do or die. All I have to do is study the picture and... These cards were rearranged. These cards were rearranged. How can you tell? Please take a good look at these cards, Your Honor. The answer is right in front of us. The silver broth stains. Please focus your attention on the silver broth stains on these cards. The outline of these stains don't match up with the larger stain on the table. God damn it, Nayuta hid this from us until he was asked. Because he knew this was bogus. Oh, would you look at that? You're absolutely right. And? Please recall that the silver broth was spilled and got on the cards after the murder, when the victim's face was placed in the bowl. Yes, go on. By the stains, we can see that the culprit deliberately rearranged the cards after that. In other words, this message was altered in order to pin the crime on my client. What? Then, if we put the cards back in their original positions, we can restore the evidence and see who the cards were really pointing toward. That's true. Then what are we waiting for? Let's do this. All I have to do is rearrange the cards so the stains match up. Oh, did we actually get to do this? Yay, puzzle. Where was the W card originally? Where was it indeed? Over here? H card. Somewhere around the bottom right. Over here. We have Professor Layton at home. N card. Here we go. Nostalgic. What is this? Ouch? Four.
Take that!
So the message wet number 4 was originally supposed to say Owen the Fourth. And this original message is our clue to the identity of the true culprit. What? That indignant look on Prosecutor Sad Monk's face is positively priceless. This is absurd. So it was originally Owen Fourth? Was it wet number 4? We've been way smarter than we thought. Order the court? Well, I never would have imagined that there was more to these cards than meets the eye. There we go. They originally spelled out Owen Fourth. Do we know an Owen? Now that that's settled, what does this Owen Fourth mean? I wish I knew, Your Honor. Wait, am I? Who else do you suppose it is to provide an explanation? Of course it's you. I haven't thought that far yet. Help me out here. Help me out here, Simon. You're next to me. You're just as responsible. Change the cards around all you like, but if you cannot explain what the message means, then it is as worthless as you are, defense. What do you mean it's worthless? I just proved that it wasn't a dying message that pins Bucky wet as the killer. It could be anyone. It is just as likely, if not more likely, that it was a framing. Now that we know this, Do I really have to explain what Owen Fourth means? No! And so the spring chick that fancied itself a graceful swan is brought back down to earth. I have to do something, but what? Still your thoughts for a second. It's a perfectly good witness to question over there. Oh, right. That's a good idea. Window, does the phrase Owen Fourth mean anything to you? No, there's no one named Owen in the Tornado family, or our circle of friends. Go ahead, ask anybody you'd like. You can't be serious. Having rummaged through your empty mind, I see you have, as expected, turned up nothing.
Silence!
I'm afraid I have no idea who the devil this Owen Fourth is either. The fact remains that the cards were rearranged to pin the blame on Mr. Wet. That in itself proves that the defendant isn't the real culprit. I like her double slam. Prosecutor Blackwell is right. Besides, the important question here is not who does the message point to, but rather, who rearranged the cards? Why didn't you point that out earlier if you already knew? Sorry. In any case, there were two opportunities for someone to rearrange the cards. The first was when Mr. Wet entered the dressing room, and the second when the window discovered the body. Are you accusing me of rearranging the cards? Me, who came to testify out of the goodness of my heart. Well, you didn't exactly come running out screaming straight away, did you? Even a mere 2 to 3 minutes is more than enough time to get up to some devilry. So what exactly were you doing in there, Window? Sip, sip. Put down the tea and spit out your answer. Beep! Mr. Prosecutor, what's a guy supposed to do at a time like this? Silence is more precious than diamonds, witness. Therefore, you need only to stay silent. The defense is devious. They are waiting for you to make a slip of the tongue. Oh, I see. So that's what they're after, is it? In that case, Your Honor, I've decided not to say another word. Is this the first time they've done this? They just like, shut up? How are we supposed to do anything if you shut up? It's too powerful. This technique, it's unstoppable. Very good. After all, your right to remain silent is protected by law. Well, Prosecutor Blackwell, any other brilliant ideas you'd like to share? Did you hear that, Sykes Dono? A Rakugo artist who's afraid to speak. Who's ever heard of such a thing? Are you trying to taunt him into talking? I like the dynamic between these two, Mayura and Simon. Such a petty trick will never work. That's right, I'm not going to fall for it. I'm only asking to hear your story. Besides, is it not your job to tell your tales if there is an audience to listen? Even so, I have the right to refuse to answer. The more you keep quiet, the more we want you to talk. That's simply human nature. Isn't that right, people of the gallery? I just noticed that this guy is sitting on a stack of like 7 pillows. Truly a Rakugo performer to the end. Even with this wonderful audience in front of you, you still refuse to talk. So, then perhaps you chose the long... Excuse me, you chose the wrong line of work, my friend. Are you saying I should quit? Because I'm not afraid to speak my mind, I'll have you know. No, never mind what I just said. It is scary to talk. It's absolutely terrifying. But no, as a Rakugo artist, I must talk. If I don't, how can I ever show my face on the stage again? Your Honor, I'm ready to testify. He did it! He managed to convince Window with his power of suggestion technique. Bully for you, Window. That's as a real Rakugo artist should be. All right, if the witness wishes to testify, then by all means, please do. To be turned by such an obvious ploy. What a weak man of weak spirit. Man of weak spirit is what that sentence was supposed to say. Alright, what do you gotta say, bud? After my performance, I went to visit Shisho. I called to him from outside the room, but he didn't reply. When I entered the dressing room, I saw Shisho slumped over the table, motionless. That's it? But from what I can tell, there do not appear to be any inconsistencies in the testimony. Of course there aren't any. Because I'm not trying to hide anything. I don't know. Hard to believe from someone who's sweating and spitting out the tea. Spit the tea, sis. Prosecutor Samadi's right. I don't see anything inconsistent either. I did pick up on some faint discord in Wendo's heart. Oh god, do we have to do this again? Ponder all you'd like, defense, but it is pointless. Your Honor, I believe there is no need for further deliberation.
Hold it!
I disagree, Your Honor. I detected discord in the voice of the witness's heart. That's a clear indication that a Window is facing some sort of inner turmoil. Are you saying what I think you're saying, Miss Sykes? Yes, Your Honor. The defense would like to conduct a quick therapy session. Oh, no! Window, there is no need for you to submit to this so-called therapy. Now you know that's toxic. It's fine by me. I have nothing to hide. Bring it on. Impetuous fool. Why will you not listen to the guidance of this humble servant of the Holy Mother? Therapy or Cryanism? Tough choice, guys. Maybe the Holy Mother's got something to say. Maybe she knows something that we don't. Look, therapy's great and all, but is now really the time and place? In one ear and out the other. It seems this performer has no need for your so-called guidance, Prosecutor Sad Monk. Just know this, Window. Your folly will surely earn you divine retribution. Thanks, Simon. I'm going to make the most of this opportunity you created for me. Just keep your wits about you. I will. Window, could you tell us again about what happened in the dressing room? Beep beep boop beep 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 beep. Emoji mode activated. Called him from outside the room. He didn't reply. When I entered the dressing room, I saw Shisho slumped over the table, motionless. You don't seem surprised? I didn't really notice any unexpected emotions in that testimony. It isn't always a question of the presence of an emotional response, but the absence. You know, you're right. Wait a second, wouldn't Athena know more about this than you, Simon? I feel like Athena knew about this too. It's not always the emotions I do see. Sometimes it's a matter of what I don't, but would expect to see. I better carefully compare Wendo's statements to his emotions again. there is no shock.
Got it!
Window, I'm noticing something strange with these emotions. Something stranger with cheesy toe skin, you say? No, something strange with these emotions. How could you have heard something stranger with cheesy toe skin? What is going on? Who removed your pillows? I don't know. Maybe it's me who's got cheese in my ears. Did he willed the floor to open up and swallow his cushions out? Shame for that bad joke. The point I'm trying to make is that I noticed something unexpected in your emotions. Stop hiding and come out where we can see you. Please bring the witness a few replacement cushions. Okay. This is such a stupid bit, but I can't help myself. So what was this unexpected thing you noticed? Come on, His Honor said a few cushions, not a few dozen. No, I want him to stay like that for the whole time. Now that we've all had a good laugh, please continue, Miss Sykes. Who's laughing? Focus, Athena. Don't let yourself get rattled. When you entered the room and saw your master slumped motionless over the table, you weren't the least bit shocked, Wendo. Don't you think that's a little odd? Is it, though? The lack of surprise means you were prepared for what you saw. And I think I know why. You did it. He knew about his master's death. Wendo, I think maybe the reason you weren't shaken was because you already knew you would find your master dead. What? What kind of thing is that to say? I like how his fans, when unfurled, make a complete circle with his top knot. That's a neat touch. You've got it all wrong. Oh, right, I just remembered something. I thought Shisho was just sleeping when I first saw him. Hee hee. You can't just say hee hee and get out of everything. You thought he was sleeping? It sounds plausible, but what made you think he was asleep? Well, he had his head and arms up on the table as if he were taking a nap. Oh, and one other thing. There was that note, too. Note? A note? What note? Ah, you must be talking about this. Resting, do not disturb. On the camel paper. Okay. It appears to have been written by the victim. Allow me to read it. Resting, do not disturb. Yes, that's the note I saw. After reading that, who wouldn't think Shisho was napping? Wait a second. Wasn't his head in the soba by the time you found him? Who's gonna nap with their head in soba? That is a pretty reasonable assumption. You've gotta be kidding me. Is this part of something? Camel paper? That's right, I saw this note, so that's why I thought Shisho was asleep. Is it in here? Don't think I have any papers with torn corners. I wanted to change my testimony to include that statement. Alright, I'll write an update. Didn't reply. Okay. Why are you angry here?
Got
he angry? Funny, you say? I guess an entertainer of my caliber can make people laugh even with my emotions. I didn't mean that kind of funny. Quite the opposite, actually. When you entered the dressing room, I see that you suddenly felt anger. What I want to know is, what made you feel angry all of a sudden? What? Let's see. Oh yeah, now I remember. As I was going in, I whacked my little piggy on something. I was annoyed with my own clumsiness, hee hee. Wait, you mean you stubbed your pinky toe? Just a little bump on my little piggy. No big deal. It's embarrassing, really. Sounds like he's hiding something. I'd better dig a bit deeper. No need to be embarrassed, Wendo, but I'm afraid it's something we do need to look into. Maybe there was something there at the time. Wendo, what exactly did you stub your toe on? What an irrelevant question. You dishonor the soul of the victim with these unnecessary delays. You tell her. Really, who doesn't stub their toe every once in a while? You really gotta fuss over every small detail like this? Well, the thing is... He wants to know too. He's given me the look. Even the most subtle of fluctuations in a person's psyche can clue us into the truth. That's why it's important to get to the bottom of this question. So if I back down now, who knows what new insult Simon will hurl my way? Is there really no trace of what Wendo stubbed his toe in by the door? What? Oh, there's that camel paper. What did Wendo stub his toe on? How am I supposed to know? What the hell's that? Is that the table? It's probably the table, right? Because it got moved around. We see the footprints of the table.
Take that!
Wendo, is this what you stubbed your toe on? Oh, I could never stub my toe on that. What do you mean? An out-of-place table? That's like the #1 thing people stub their toes on, right? Golden nature, don't you dare send me off to the retirement home yet, Sonny. Anyway, I hope Miss Sykes didn't stub her toes on her teeth as her foot entered her mouth. Damn. What do we have? Is it the TV? Is this like a trail from dragging the TV over? Maybe he stubbed his toe on that.
Take that!
Please take a good look at this photo of the crime scene. Do you see it? Enhance. This long track that goes from the door all the way across the room? Now that you mention it, I do see traces of something getting dragged. And this drag mark ends there, at the TV. This implies that the TV was originally by the door. I'm convinced that this TV is the object the witness stubbed his toe on. Well, Wendo, how about it? Yes, you're right. It was the TV. 10%. Still a little bit more. Yes, I stubbed my pinky toe on the TV. But what of it? Why is this so important to you? So the noise went down, but it hasn't completely disappeared yet, which means he's still hiding something. Okay, then let's try this tactic instead. Wendo, why was the TV moved there? Shisho must have moved it so he could watch my routine. What a place to put it, right in the middle of the doorway like that. I didn't want to bump into it again, so I put it back where it belonged. Performances on stage can be viewed in the dressing room using that TV. That's right. It's a closed-circuit monitor that shows the stage. Ah. Okay. I see. Now what? I can't find anything else at the place. Still haven't gotten to the noise level down to 0 yet. Simon, I'm getting noise here, but I don't see anything else fishy. This is precisely why amateurs are such a bother. Sorry. I'm in no mood to play nursemaid here, but if that's what it takes to save the soba shop. Oi, window. Here's a curiosity for you. This table Master Tornado slumped over looks like it was moved. Did you happen to bump into it while you were moving the TV back? Oh my, yes, you're right. TV hit the table and Shisho's body moved with a jolt. And that's when I realized that Shisho was dead. Oh, how scared I was. I see. Thank you. We're finally getting to a more precise picture of how the body was discovered. But I'd wager you need to put the spurs on window just a trifle longer. Right. Can't keep asking Simon to bail me out like this. It's time for me to regain my footing and really stand on my own. Wendo, what you said just now about discovering your master's death, could you please describe all of that again for the court in detail? All right. But before you do, let me just plug in the latest information. All right. Thought he was sleeping. You stubbed your toe on the TV. Owie. TV back in its normal spot, I realized that Shisho was dead. Seeing him slumped over the cluttered table. Sniff. Oh, Shisho. Is there anything wrong with this? I'm not really seeing any emotions I'd consider out of place. How about you, Simon? How many times are you going to come running to me? No, I was just looking for a second opinion. Well, take another good look at the flow of emotions. Don't just look for simple inconsistencies. Look at the intensity of his emotions, too. I see. Thanks, Simon. Thanks, big bro. So, should we pinpoint the fact that this was way more shocking than the fact that he realized that he was dead? Seems to make sense to me. Got it. That's odd. After the initial shock of finding the victim dead, you reacted with surprise again. What was it that surprised you, Wendo, besides your master's death? What do you mean? What's more, you were even more surprised the second time than the first. What could have surprised you more than finding your late master? Search me. Your little thingy must have made a mistake. Phrasing.
Silence!
Girl is as sharp as a trout, to be sure. Thanks? Oh, thank you for the drink water. Honey money. I need it. but her ability to hear people's emotions is absolute. Now, get to remembering, Wendo. What was it that surprised you? That was a compliment, right? Yes, you are a lovely trout, Athena. Well, 100 again. No, we've pushed him too hard and now he's mentally all over the place. His emotions are completely out of control. Control? Care to explain how that's relevant? You know how normally I listen for the hidden emotions in a witness's voice, right? From there, I look for inconsistencies between their testimony and those emotions. Sometimes a person's feelings can run too high, making it hard to get proper readings. So that's how your Matrix program works. Fascinating. Ordinarily, it's just one emotion that runs out of control, but it seems there's nothing ordinary about it this time. Uh-oh. He's angry. Why was he angry at first? I knew it. What's got your knickers all in a bunch now? Wendo has multiple emotions running out of control at the same time. Never seen anything like this, ever. Yeah, this is new. Finally gonna put a twist on the tired old emotion minigame. So how does one bring a situation like this back under control? I have to find the root cause of this tangled mess before I can treat him. I can identify what is causing the emotional rampage, and I can touch probe to dive in further. I need to point to what I think is the root cause, then touch probe again. Through this process, I can identify exactly what's causing Wendo so much distress. We probe it now, and that will help bring his emotions back under control. In that case, let's get started, shall we? Alright, can't guarantee success, but it's definitely worth a shot. Okay. Jam button is the main cause. Maybe it's the cards. He seemed to be like really obsessed with the cards when he had testified about it.
Got it!
And I seem to be right. I get it now, the cards were the root of it all. Don't try to deny it. You can't hide your feelings from me. The dying message that was left at the scene of the crime is what was causing your distress. And if the dying message was the cause of all those feelings, that means the phrase Owen the Fourth must mean something to you. Bye-bye. No more therapy for you. There, noise level 0. Finally. The dying message consists of 2 words, Owen and Fourth. But neither of these 2 words have anything to do with this witness. We literally said that it does. This topic warrants no further argument. Sure, there may not seem to be any direct connection between Owen and, not Owen, Wendo and message for now. But why don't you wait and decide what's necessary after you hear my theory? I trust you've hit upon something, Athena. Yep, if my theory is right, we can finally solve the case of Wendo and the mysterious Owen Fourth. Well, go on then. can already tell this promises to be interesting. Now, please show your theory with the court, Miss Sykes. I don't know what theory she could be coming up with. There's something puzzling to me about Wendo's out-of-control emotions just now. Namely, that there were 3 distinct reactions present. I'd never seen that before, and I wondered how it could be possible. Is there a conclusion to this meandering musing of yours? Hold your horses, I'm getting there. So, could a person flip between 3 distinct emotions of such intensity like a switch? Are you saying he has... what is it? DID? In the end, I concluded that it just wasn't possible. So that's it, is it? A bit unconventional, but I'll grant that it's possible within the realm of psychology. Within the realm of psychology? I'm afraid you'll have to explain it for the old man up here on the bench. And so these characters that Wendo is portraying is actually different personalities. Interesting. With so many distinct personas, it's clear to me that Wendo has dissociative identity disorder. What does that even mean? Your Honor, the defense would treat this trial as a child's jest. Multiple personality disorder? A preposterous proposition indeed. Would you not agree, witness? I don't know. And I made him do a spit take. How did she know? How did she figure it out? Pokunka? I can't believe it. I did it. I did it, Simon. I've read papers on it before, but I think I'd see a case of it for myself. Blimey. Rakugo artists tell stories as different characters, but as different personalities. Hey, you, lawyer girl. Got a problem with us, huh? No problem at all. This is all very hard to believe. Now that we've established that the witness has multiple personalities, each of them please introduce themselves to this court. So, I'm guessing the 4th personality is named Owen. Wendo Tornado. I'm a Rakugo storyteller, as you know. Hello, everybody. Patches, the friendly jester here. Hee hee. Kisagawa, Koda-san. And that is all of you? Yes, that's all of us. So, there are 3 personalities in total. Wendo, Patches, and Kisagawa, huh? Well, Simon, what do you think now? That you're one lucky duck. Just be glad they were dense enough to help you out. Did you straight up say I did great for chains? You appear to be quite proud of your self-defense, but all you have done is infringe upon the privacy of the witness. I couldn't disagree more, prosecutor. Now that we know that there are 3 personalities, a new way for us to interpret the meaning of a certain piece of evidence has arisen. A new interpretation? Oh, now I'm very curious. What is this piece of evidence you're talking about, Miss Sykes? Knowing what we know about Wendo and his personalities, this now makes perfect sense. Is it Owen 4th?
Take that!
Kuruta cards? That's right, Your Honor. Call the original dying message left at the scene. We didn't have a clue as to what Owen 4th could have possibly meant. But now, with this new information about Wendo and his personalities, isn't it possible that Owen 4th actually means a secret 4th personality of Wendo's, a personality named Owen? What? Pokunka. Wendo must have kept his dissociative identity disorder from us because, He didn't want to be associated in any way with that dying message. No, that's not why. He kept our disorder a secret for a different reason altogether. We've been taking advantage of our affliction to act out various Rakugo characters. If word of this got out, well, our reputation as a Rakugo artist would be tarnished, as with the Tornado name. That's why we kept it a secret from everyone except members of the Tornado School. Yeah, but really, there is no fourth personality. It's just the three of us in here. I want to know if this is like a accurate depiction of DID. Plausible enough sounding story. But doesn't prove you didn't rearrange the cards, does it? But I will concede that it is highly likely the witness rearranged the cards. Is Prosecutor Sanmari actually agreeing with us? However, is it not also possible that the accused killed Master Tornado? Then left that message in order to frame the witness. And upon noticing the cards only, he found the victim's body. Wendo rearranged them.
Silence!
A fantastic tale, but a tale nonetheless. No one outside the Tornado School knew about Wendo's multiple personalities. Wendo just finished saying so himself. Ah, that is a true but ultimately meaningless point. The witness was only in the dressing room for 2 to 3 minutes. And that's far too little time to commit murder, wouldn't you say?
Objection!
And who's to say he couldn't have done it before his discovery?
Objection!
Ah, that spring chick memory of yours. Have you already forgotten Prosecutor Blackwell's testimony? Simon's testimony? Oh. Geiru escorted me to the dressing room. But we heard the sound of Rakugo being performed from within. Thinking the master was rehearsing, we decided to wait in the hall until he was done. That's right. Until just a few moments before Wendo entered the dressing room, Taifu Tornado was confirmed to still be alive. No! Not only that, but Wendo was on stage until just before he discovered the body. A proof alibi that I have already confirmed with several audience members. Oh no! I also heard that his Rakugo performance that day was a steaming pile of... Well, you get the picture. Yes, I'm afraid so. Really stunk up the stage, I did. Hee. And yet, I have a perfect alibi. Indeed. Why not land the coup de grace on the defense by describing your alibi witness? Okie dokie smoky. I was on stage until just moments before I went to the dressing room. The entire audience was my witness. But my performance was a huge bust. Not a single soul laughed. I'll never be able to live down how terribly I bombed during that very important show. Damn, and that's the day your master died? I think I know how he murdered him. He was just that unfunny. And he was watching him. So he decided to die. Right there. Wendo was on stage before he found the body, so he could not have committed the crime. It is time to let it all go, defense, and move on. Yeah, well, get this, Prosecutor Sanmari. The Wright Anything Agency never gives up. We fight to the bitter end. Yeah, the hit mobile game? Fire Emblem Heroes? I used to play that a long time ago. Allow me to say this once more. Let it go and move on. And allow me to say once more, I'm never giving up. Let it go and never. This is pointless. No, keep going. You should have taken advantage of this opportunity while you could, you foolish child. Your worthless convictions only serve to prolong the accused's suffering. If words will not sway you, then perhaps pain will. Uh-oh. Assault in my courtroom? Oh no, anything but this. The bondage. Freaky. What if instead of Ace Attorney, it was called Freak Attorney? Spirit of freakiness. And Nayuda Sadmari was Nayuda Sad Freaky. Yeah. Oh. What's the big idea, Prosecutor Sadmari? Just but a small dose of punishment for your misguided convictions. How did you get out? Are you now a bit more inclined to give up as instructed? As if. In that case, you must require another dose. Oh, counter! Not bloody likely. Honestly, both sides of the courtroom should just be equipped with weapons at this point. I don't give two flips about your beliefs. But if psychs don't know where to submit you here, I won't be able to eat good soba anymore. That's right. For Mr. Wet's future and Prosecutor Blackwell's stomach, I will never give up. Yeah, we gotta make sure Blackwell eats good. You will rue those words' defense. Of that I can assure you. How can we be sure it was you who was on that stage? Are you asking whether it could have been some imposter? I guess so. Any sussies here at the Tornado School of Rakugo? Any sussy bakas? Unlike a big arena, a Rakugo theater is a cozy little place. It would be hard to fool an audience in such an intimate setting, don't you think? Yeah, I guess you're right. Good. Glad we could clear that up, because I guess you could say. Kisagawa. Ew. Cringe. Cringe bot sellers. Shame on them. Shame on you. Sample, were the lights dimmer than usual? Were there any problems or accidents? Not a thing. Everything was the same as always. Mr. Prosecutor, you questioned the audience, didn't you? Yes, of course. Apparently nothing's been amiss to them except, well, one small thing. One small thing? Oh, it's so embarrassing. I tried my best, really, I did. Damn. Does this guy just suck at Rakugo? Do you have any idea what went wrong? Not sure if it was my performance or if it was just that particular audience. Or maybe it was the story I picked. But every entertainer knows that this kind of thing happens from time to time. I guess that makes sense. Still, I wonder how it could have flopped at his own commemorative show. Let's see, well, what did you perform, Wendo? tell me which Rakugo story you performed? I could, but I'm not sure if it would mean anything to the uninitiated. Well, even if I might not get it. Can't you at least try me? Alright, if you insist. The story I performed is called Tokisoba, otherwise known as Time Soba. Time Soba, huh? Where have we heard that before? Oh, yes. Here we go. Maybe Window's right. He only said the name of the routine, and I'm already lost. Ah, so you performed Time Soba, did you? What? You know it, Prosecutor Samari? In the course of my studies last night, I became familiar with a number of stories. In say defense, you would do well to better prepare for your next trial. Simon, what's Time Soba about? Look it up yourself. Allow me to give an overview. Simon Blackwell really said, Google is a free website. The story takes place on a winter's night. A man orders a bowl of soba at a street stall. How you doing, sir? What can I get you? I see you got some seaweed top hanamaki soba. Mixed topping soba. A bowl of shippoku, my good man. It sure is cold tonight. There's nothing like a hot bowl of noodles and soup to warm the soul. You know it, sir. One shippoku coming right up. So, that's business. Not so great, sir. Is that so? Well, that's great, because things can only get better from here, right? Well, prosecutor. The customer talks on and on like this. Finally, when he is done eating, he goes to pay for his soba. So how much do I owe you? That'll be 16 mon, sir. I see, sorry, but I only have small change on me. I'll count the coins into your palm, so could you hold your hand for me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, what time is it? It's 9, sir. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Thanks, and bye. Ha 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 ha. Very well done, Prosecutor Samari. That was excellent. I don't get it. What's so funny about that? Don't you see, the customer paid with the coins, counting them out one by one. Then, just after counting 8, he asked about the time. And the soba vendor answered with 9. Oh, now I get it. So he paid 1 less than usual. He made the vendor say 9, and he continued counting from 10. Exactly. He cheated the soba vendor out of one mon with his smooth talking. Blackwell looked so disappointed that he had to explain the joke to us. The story continues with another man who saw the whole thing and tries to do the same. But he bungles the trick and ends up paying more than 16 mon for his soba. The story ends on that. It's the punchline. You can look at the rest of the details yourself. Or I'm sure Prosecutor Sadbunk over there would love to perform it for you after court. So basically, it's a story about a man cheating on his soba bill. It's kind of petty, isn't it? Is that really all you have to say about this classic story? Oh, sorry, it's a classic? Time Soba is such a well-known staple of Rakugo that the skill of the artist is... Fine, so you studied a lot. But we haven't had the time for a lecture detour right now, Prosecutor Sadbunk. Aw, I wanted to hear a little more, but I suppose it is off topic. Oh, getting back to the matter at hand, Miss Sykes, your witness stated that the story I performed is called Toki Soba, otherwise known as Time Soba. Would you like to add this statement to his testimony? Sure.
Hold it!
Why do you think it didn't go over well? Well, I suppose I was a little nervous. Oh, my nose is so stuffy. Give me one sec. You're back. A lot of pressure when you're the star of such an important show, you know. You? Nervous? I thought you'd be all calm and collected, but I guess even you can get stage fright, huh? I wanted so badly to live up to the great name of Wendo that I inherited. I guess I overperformed a little this time. Wait, Wendo is the stage name of a former member of the Tornado School, right? That's right. The name belonged to one of Shisho's former disciples who died of illness at a young age. The weight of a new name like that to carry on your shoulders. See why you were feeling the heat, just like me. I'm carrying the weight of my entire agency on my shoulders right now. In that case, can I count on your sympathy and have you go a little easier on me? With the audience as his witness, Wendo has a pretty unshakable alibi, doesn't he? You're not giving up, are you? Where's that never say die spirit you displayed earlier? Well, of course I'm not giving up, Simon. I just know Wendo has something to do with this case. How will you connect him to the crime when he has an alibi as strong as that? I don't know just yet. I'm gonna press his testimony. Keep an eye out for contradictions. Sage.
Hold it!
Excuse me for asking, but do you bomb like that on a regular basis? Well, aren't you a regular rude daisy? Do you really think a Rakugo artist who regularly bombs would get promoted? In fact, I'm known as the Tornado School Whirlwindo of Laughter, I'll have you know. Is that really true, Simon? That nickname is a bit of a travesty, if you ask me. But his Rakugo is solid and well received, yes. I see. But yeah, Whirlwindo of Laughter is a big ol' stinkball of a name, isn't it? Phew, what a relief. I thought it was just me. I mean, Whirlwindo of Laughter is great. Funny stuff. Hee hee. I'm glad you like it. It's like Patches was sleeping for a second there.
Hold it!
Oh, the master was supposed to do the time sober routine. Okay. Now I get it.
Objection!
Wendo? Isn't there something odd about the routine you performed? Odd? No, I don't think there's anything odd about it. That's exactly what I find odd. The fact that you didn't think it's odd.
Objection!
We are discussing the witness's alibi at the moment, defense. The show's program is completely irrelevant.
Objection!
That's where you're wrong, Prosecutor Sudmati. The reason being, it contradicts the statement of the witness just made. Window, do you know what this is? This is an invitation to the show sent from Master Tornado to Prosecutor Blackwell. Included in the invitation is a rundown of the show's program, which clearly states the time sub was to be performed by Master Tornado himself. Window, why did you perform the routine your master was scheduled to do? Well, you see, the reason for that is... How do I say this? You see, let's say it was a bit of a prank. I was trying to surprise Shisho by performing his routine before he did. I didn't know if I'd buy that. Was doing the victim's routine really just for laughs, or... Hey, didn't Simon happen to hear Time Zelba coming from the dressing room? During Wendo's performance on stage? Seems like too much of a coincidence. Wait, can it be? Ah, they heard the TV, not the master, because the master is still dead. Already dead. What's the matter? You look like a hen with a dozen eggs to lay. Stop comparing me to birds. Sorry. Just blew my nose again there. Then cease this bird-brained timidity. Bird up. If something has occurred to you, then lay it out for us already. Don't breed resentment in those watching your performance. I don't have a ton of confidence in this theory, but here goes. It's like Windows alibi checks out, Your Honor, but... Even though he was on stage at the time, he may have been trying to obfuscate a crucial detail about this case. Are you referring to the sober bill the man tried to skimp on in the witness's story? I'm not talking about the Rakugo story, Your Honor. Oh, I'm sorry, but then what are you talking about, Miss Sykes? The time. Window tried to deceive us about the time of the victim's death.
Objection!
What gibberish? Prosecutor Blackwell had been testified to the time of the victim's death. That's testimony, not proof. I know. But he only testified that way because he and Gator had been completely taken in. mean, the solo build thing? Would you please figure out the story for a second, Your Honor? Pray tell, how did Wendell manage to deceive two people while he was performing on stage? That's easy. All he had to do was use a certain prop in the dressing room. Did he use the TV?
Take that!
This TV was used to view what was happening on the stage. Prosecutor Blackwell, when you came into the dressing room, what was Wendell doing? He was performing Time Soba. Blats, could it be? Wait, their voices are that similar? What you and Geru heard over was not Master Tornado practicing his routine. It was Wendell's performance as heard through this TV monitor speakers. What? The TV just inside the inner door of the dressing room. It could easily be heard from the hallway outside. Because we knew that Master Tornado was scheduled to perform Time Solo. I cannot read. We were easily manipulated into thinking he was still alive at the time rehearsing. Yes, your knowledge of the day's program is glad the two of you could be fooled this way. Simon, did you hear the voice? Did the voice you hear belong to Master Tornado? Wow, I cannot read. The door's in the way. I couldn't tell exactly who the background noise belonged to. Because I heard Time Soba, I just assumed it was Master Tornado. Can't believe I was taken in by such a simple mind.
Objection!
All that is mere conjecture. Where's your proof defense?
Objection!
Wendell moved the TV back when he discovered the body. After all, he couldn't very well leave it by the door. So then someone might figure out the trick he'd been playing. There's one more thing about Wendell's actions that's suspicious. And that is? The fact that he flopped so badly on such an important occasion. Even pros slip up once in a while, you know? I believe that this time it was intentional, as Wendell knew it'd be strange to hear laughter coming from the dressing room. It's all just a bit too perfect to be sheer coincidence. Plus, if the voice Prosecutor Blackwell and Geru heard was due to Wendell's scheming, and the victim's time of death could not have been earlier than 4 p.m. In other words, Wendell could have killed Master Tornado himself. Let's see. We've got you by the stones now, Wendell. Better confess everything. Well, witness, what do you have to say for yourself? We demand an explanation. Window? Mm. I confess. And we will see what this guy confesses in the next one because I can feel myself getting tired. So I will call it before I do another embarrassing thing on stream. Forgetting to unmute my mic, or rather, forgetting to check if my mic was actually being used. This was pretty bad already. All right, well, thank you all for watching. Look forward to seeing what's gonna happen. I wanna meet Owen. All right, maybe Owen's an evil motherfucker. He is the fourth one, after all. All right. Take over the crime scene. Yes, I want to. I want music. I don't want to like end stream on like a silent screen, you know. Oh well. I suppose it's fine this time. All right, guys. It's almost 1 a.m. Time to hit the sack. Have a great rest of your night. Stay safe. Be well. I'll see you later.